Imagine, hundreds of years ago, a civilization managed to track the movements of stars and decipher the cycles of the universe without modern telescopes. But they didn't stop there. They didn't just use the sky as a calendar, they used it as a guide. They read the secrets of life, death, and rebirth from the stars. What's even more astounding is that the temples they built with this knowledge perfectly aligned with the stars in the sky on specific days of the year. But what if this ancient wisdom, which spoke with the stars, holds secrets that still remain unsolved today? The Mayan way of understanding the universe wasn't just about measuring time. It was an invitation to unlock the mysteries of life and the cosmos. Are you ready? Because this journey will take us deep into the ancient knowledge, guided by the stars. For the ancient Maya, the universe wasn't an ordinary empty space, but a network of energy shaped by the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. To them, everything was interconnected: humans, nature, the sky, and even the unknowns beyond the stars. In this context, the universe was not just a place to live, but also a guide. The Maya used a three-layered model to understand the universe: the sky, the earth, and the underworld. The sky was a sacred realm ruled by gods, while the underworld was depicted as a mysterious world holding the secrets of life after death. In between these two layers was the earth, where the human life cycle unfolded. What made this depiction of the universe unique was the serpent figure in their mythology. In Maya cosmology, the serpent wasn't just an animal. It was a sacred symbol representing wisdom, transformation, and the cycles of the cosmos. The god Kukulkan, known as the feathered serpent, played a key role in the Maya's understanding of the universe. Kukulkan represented celestial events and governed the movements of the sun and stars. The mystical connection between the serpent and the stars appears frequently in Mayan beliefs. Particularly, the Kukulkan pyramid at Chichen Itza is a fascinating example of how the Maya built perfect structures based on cosmic knowledge. During the equinoxes every year, shadows cast on the pyramid's steps resemble a serpent moving across the earth. This event proves that the Maya didn't just observe the sky, but lived in perfect harmony with it. After this introduction, we will take a closer look at the Maya's journey to understand the cycles of the universe. Their calendar systems, astronomical knowledge, and star-based rituals continue to be one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. If you're ready, let's step into this fascinating story together. Time. While it may seem like an ordinary concept for humanity, for the Maya civilization, it was a sacred weave that held the deep secrets of the universe. For them, time was not a straight line, but a continuous cycle that gained new meanings with each turn. This understanding shaped how the Maya perceived not only the day, but also the cycles of the universe. The Maya developed three major calendar systems to unlock the secrets of the universe: Hab, Tzolkin, and the long count calendar. Each one not only measured time, but also helped to understand the cycles of life, nature, and the cosmos. Hab, the rhythm of daily life. Hab, a 365-day solar calendar, was used by the Maya to regulate their agricultural activities. However, this calendar was not just a tool for measuring time. Hab also symbolized the cycles of life. It consisted of 18 periods of 20 days each, and a final 5 sacred days to complete the cycle. These 5 days were called Wayeb, and were considered a sacred transitional period. The Maya believed that during these days, spirits crossed into the world, and the gods were closer to humans. The sanctity brought by Wayeb was a reflection of the Maya's deep respect for the universe. Tzolkin, the cycles of the soul. The Tzolkin calendar was composed of a 260-day cycle. This cycle was used to understand the cosmic energy's effects on humans. Each day was associated with a specific energy or spiritual force. The Maya used this system to interpret birth dates, future events, and individuals' destinies. It was a wisdom that could be seen as the ancestor of modern astrology. However, the true purpose of Tzolkin was much deeper. Through this cycle, the Maya listened to the heartbeat of the universe, trying to understand the rhythm of the stars and gods. Long count calendar, the infinity of the universe. The most famous and controversial of the Maya calendars was the long count calendar. This calendar traced the beginning of time to 3114 BCE. However, this beginning was not just a date, but was also considered the creation of the universe. The long count was designed to record the great cycles of the universe, each lasting approximately 5,125 years. The calendar's most significant moment came in 2012, when many people believed that one of its cycles would end, and that this would signal an apocalypse. However, from the Mayas' perspective, the end of a cycle was not destruction, but rebirth. Cyclical time. The Mayas' cosmic understanding. What made the Mayas' perception of time unique was that they saw it not as a beginning and an end, but as a continuous flow. For them, every event was part of a cycle, and this cycle bridged to the next. A year, an era, or even a human life was just a small part of a universal cycle. This cyclical view of time gave their lives deep meaning. Even an ordinary event was connected to the movement of a star in the sky or the will of a god. For example, an eclipse was not just an astronomical event for the Maya, it was also the completion of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Reading time from the stars. The Mayas' calendar systems were not only a tool for organizing human life, but also a means of unlocking the universe's secrets with the guidance of the stars. The El Caracol Observatory at Chichen Itza is one of the most concrete pieces of evidence showing how the Maya studied the sky in great detail. This observatory was built to track the movements of Venus, a sacred planet for the Maya that carried messages from both time and the gods. Today, even when examined by modern science, these calendar systems and perceptions of time still inspire awe. The Mayas' view of the sky was not just a scientific achievement, it was also one of the earliest efforts to understand humanity's place in the universe. These unique calendars and cosmic understandings prove that the Maya were not just a civilization, but bearers of ancient wisdom that unlocked the secrets of time and the universe. Now, are you ready to dive deeper into this wisdom and the guidance of the stars? Imagine a world without modern telescopes or computers, where people could only observe the stars with the naked eye. Yet this did not prevent them from unraveling the secrets of the sky. The Mayan civilization, guided by the stars, developed one of the most advanced astronomical systems in human history to understand the universe. The sky for the Mayans was not just a view. It was a map that carried the messages of the gods, writing time and destiny. The sky, a cosmic calendar. The Mayans developed highly sophisticated techniques to study the sky. Even their architecture was designed to support these observations. The Kukulkan pyramid at Chichen Itza is one of the most striking examples of this. On the days of the equinox, sunlight reflects off the pyramid steps, forming the image of a serpent. This phenomenon is not only a marvel of engineering, but also evidence that the Mayans combined astronomy and architecture to symbolize the cycles of time. However, for the Mayans, observing the sky was not merely a scientific pursuit. They interpreted the movements of the stars and planets as messages from the gods to humanity. Therefore, every astronomical event was met with rituals, prayers, and celebrations. The sun and the moon. Cosmic guides. The sun and the moon were central to the Mayan astronomical studies. The sun's movements determined their agricultural calendar, while the moon's cycles managed the timing of rituals and religious events. By studying the dance of these two celestial bodies, the Mayans achieved incredible success. They were able to predict eclipses. The famous observatory called El Caracol is a testament to this ability. This structure was designed for stargazing and was primarily used to track the movements of Venus. However, one of the most remarkable features of El Caracol was its use in predicting solar and lunar eclipses. The Mayans believed these events held not only astronomical significance, but also spiritual meaning. An eclipse was seen as a message from the gods to humanity, or the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Venus, the god of the sky. The Mayans' interest in astronomy was not limited to the sun and the moon. Venus held a special place in their cosmic understanding. This planet symbolized the balance between war, peace, and the gods. By studying Venus's movements, they shaped both their religious rituals and political decisions. The ascension of a king could be timed with Venus's specific position, or a war could be planned according to Venus's cycle. The Mayans observed Venus so carefully that modern astronomers have discovered their calculations were incredibly accurate. They had recorded Venus's 584-day cycle without error. This achievement not only reveals the Mayans' scientific prowess, but also their deep connection with the universe. Belief in time, written in the stars. For the Mayans, the sky was not just a source of inspiration, it was a place where the secrets of the universe were written. Every movement in the sky was assigned to understand the past, present, and future. The rise of a star cluster heralded the beginning of a new era. The movement of a planet marked the end of one cycle. The divine dimension of astronomy. Astronomy for the Mayans was not just a science, it was a sacred practice. By following the traces of the gods in the sky, they sought to decipher the plan of the universe. They believed everything they saw in the sky had meaning. A comet could signal a disaster. An eclipse could serve as a bridge between the gods and humans. The Mayans' unique knowledge of astronomy still astonishes scientists today. To be able to study and interpret the sky in such detail not only showcased their intelligence but also revealed their profound connection to the universe. An ancient civilization inspiring modern astronomy. Today, the Mayans' astronomical knowledge is being studied by modern science and provides guidance in many areas. Their perspective on the stars not only shows the intelligence of a civilization, but also illustrates humanity's deep connection to the universe. By looking at the sky through the eyes of the Mayans, we may gain a better understanding of the secrets of the cosmos. The sky was a history book for the Mayans. Yet this history did not just tell the story of the past. It also mapped the future. The Mayans' deep interest in the sky transformed them from a civilization into the sages of the universe. Now, are you ready to follow in the footsteps of this wise civilization and uncover the secrets they wrote in the stars? Maya mythology viewed the universe not only as a physical space, but as a whole intertwined with a deep spiritual system. Their understanding of the universe encompassed not just the stars and planets, but also the workings of the soul and consciousness. The Maya civilization's effort to make sense of the universe was shaped by its myths and cosmology, and these ancient teachings continue to intrigue to this day. Creation of the universe, the story of the Popol Vuh. The Maya creation myths are detailed in their sacred text, the Popol Vuh. According to this story, the universe initially consisted only of the sky and the sea. There were no humans, animals, or land. The creator gods, Gukumats and Tepo, came together to create the world. First, they made the sky and the earth, followed by animals and humans. However, their first attempts at creation were unsuccessful. The first humans, made of clay, were too weak and were destined to crumble. Then, they created humans from wood, but these beings were soulless and emotionless, and they were destroyed by the gods. Finally, the gods created humans from maize, and these people symbolized the strong bond the Maya had with their gods. This myth reflects the Maya's dependence on agriculture and the importance of maize in their lives. Maize was not only a food source, but also the fundamental building block of human existence. Therefore, the Maya's beliefs about the universe reflected both a spiritual and practical understanding of the cycles of life. The three-layered universe, the sky, the earth, and the underworld. The Maya divided the universe into three main layers: the sky, the earth, and the underworld, Xibalba. Each layer was governed by specific gods, spirits, and energies. The sky. The sky was seen as the home of the gods and the stars. It was believed to consist of 13 different levels, and these levels reflected the hierarchical structure of the gods. Powerful gods, such as the sun god Kinich-Ahau and the moon goddess Ix-Chel, resided in this layer. The sky was also closely associated with the cycles of time. The earth. The earth was the layer where both humans and nature spirits resided. The Maya saw the earth as a square, with each corner representing a different direction and color: north, white; south, yellow; east, red; and west, black. At the center stood a sacred tree, the saber tree, which served as the axis of the universe. This tree connected the sky and the underworld. The underworld, Xibalba. The underworld was a realm through which souls passed after death. However, Xibalba was not only associated with death but also with rebirth. This layer was described as a place of many challenges and tests. Death gods ruled here, and the Maya believed that souls undertook a difficult journey through the underworld. The role of cosmic understanding in life. These three layers were not just a mythological structure, but also had a significant influence on daily life. For example, rituals and ceremonies were aimed at balancing the energies of these layers. Offerings of blood and incense were made in ceremonies to establish connections with the gods. Additionally, astronomical events were seen as part of the relationship with the gods. Solar eclipses, lunar cycles, and the movement of planets were indicators of the balance between the layers of the universe. For the Maya, the universe was not a static structure, but a constantly moving system. Each layer influenced the others, and this cyclical understanding shaped the Maya's perception of time, life, and death. This ancient cosmology not only shows the myths, but also demonstrates how the workings of the sky and nature were integrated into Maya culture. The connection between the sky, the earth, and the underworld allowed the Maya to perceive the universe as a unified whole. Maya mythology was deeply rooted in the belief of the cyclical nature of time and the universe. These cycles symbolized a grand cosmic order that included both the creation and destruction of the universe. The Maya believed that the universe did not go through just a single creation and destruction process, but was in a continuous state of renewal and transformation. The Great Cycle and Destruction. The Maya believed that time operated in a cyclical structure. Each cycle was completed with a process of creation and destruction. These cycles shaped both the universe and the lives of civilizations. The famous Maya long count calendar was developed to track these cycles. According to the long count calendar, each cycle consisted of 13 baktons, with each bakton lasting approximately 394 years. When one bakton ended, a period of the universe concluded, followed by the beginning of a new era. In Maya cosmology, it was believed that when each great cycle ended, the previous civilizations had to be destroyed. The fall of ancient civilizations was seen as a natural part of the universe. This was viewed both as a cosmic cleansing and a rebirth. The end of old worlds heralded the birth of new worlds. This cyclical nature reflected the understanding that everything has a beginning and an end, with life in a constant state of change and transformation. The origins of the 2012 phenomenon. The year 2012 gained worldwide attention as a date associated with the Maya calendar and mythology. This year marked the end of a Baktun cycle according to the Maya calendar. December 21, 2012 led to popular beliefs that the universe would undergo a great transformation or that an apocalypse would occur. However, according to Maya wisdom, this date symbolized not destruction, but the rebirth of the universe. The apocalypse idea that became associated with 2012 was largely the result of modern interpretations and misunderstandings. In truth, the Maya calendar indicated that this date would mark the beginning of a great transformation, but not an apocalypse, rather the beginning of a new age. This was a fundamental aspect of the Maya understanding of time and cosmic cycles. Destruction is always part of a process of renewal. The Maya accepted that the universe was in a constant state of change. This change reflected the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. 2012 was part of this cycle, signaling a major renewal. This meant that the entire universe and civilizations would be reshaped in a cyclical manner over time. According to the Maya Great Cycle, as humanity neared the end of one era, the doors to a new era would open. Transformation and new beginnings. The cyclical understanding in Maya mythology blurred the sharp line between destruction and rebirth. For the Maya, every end heralded a new beginning. This applied not only to cosmic laws, but also to humanity. According to their beliefs, every individual and society experiences the same cycles in their lives: birth, life, death, and rebirth. This cycle was not only true for the existence of the universe, but also for personal lives and societal structures. The teachings of Maya mythology point to a reality that is reflected not just in historical or cosmic events, but also in our daily lives. Every moment, every cycle, holds the potential for a new beginning. The cycles of the universe mirror the cycles of human life, and the closing of one era opens the door to a new era where all potentials will emerge. The Maya cosmic cycles help us understand that time and the universe have an infinite rhythm, and that everything is interconnected. This cyclical view shows that the past and future are not separate. Both the universe and human history are shaped by interconnected cycles. Ultimately, the Maya taught that with this cyclical understanding, every end offers a chance for renewal, and every destruction leads to a rebirth. The Maya civilization maintained a profound connection with the sky, not only in their mythology, but also in their daily life. This ancient people believed that everything was interconnected, and that the order of the heavens governed all things on earth. From temples and pyramids to city layouts and stars, everything held a cosmic significance for the Maya. Temples and pyramids, structures in harmony with the stars. Maya temples and pyramids were not only religious and cultural symbols, but also astronomical observation points. Each was strategically positioned to track the movements of stars and planets. These structures were examples of the sophisticated methods the Maya used to understand the sky and follow the cosmic cycles of the universe. The pyramid at Chichen Itza, known as El Castillo, was especially built in perfect harmony with the heavens. During equinoxes, sunlight would dance across the steps on the north side of the pyramid. This visual display was evidence of how carefully the Maya observed stars and planets. The play of light and shadow on each step once carried an important message about the great cosmic cycles. Another example is the Pyramid of Love in Uxmal. Positioned according to the movements of the Venus planet that followed it, Venus held immense significance in Maya astronomy as a symbol of both war and peace. Sky maps, the unity of geography and astronomy. The Maya's understanding of geography and astronomy displayed nearly perfect harmony. Cities, temples, and pyramids were aligned according to specific star clusters, planetary movements, and solar cycles. Maya settlements were strategically placed by observing the stars, functioning almost like a map of the sky on Earth's surface. The Maya time system, such as the Tzolk'in calendar, was based on the movements of stars and planets. Each day in this calendar was linked to a specific star or planet. The Maya could determine how time worked and how cosmic cycles shaped the universe through these celestial bodies. Many Maya temples were built not just for religious purposes, but also to observe celestial movements and track the rhythms of time. For instance, the temples at Palenque were aligned with the Orion constellation. When the Maya people saw this constellation in the sky, they knew a new era was beginning or coming to an end. The precise alignment of these settlements and structures with the stars demonstrated how advanced the Maya were in astronomy and how deeply they integrated the sky into every aspect of their lives. Astronomy and religious rituals. The astronomical alignments of Maya temples and pyramids were strongly connected to religious rituals. The Maya used their relationship with stars and planets not only for observation but also as a way to communicate with their gods. The arrangement of the temple interiors and the symbols used within them were methods for tracking the signs of the celestial gods. For the Maya, the sunrise and lunar eclipses were not merely astronomical events, but also messages from the celestial gods. Such events were regarded as defining moments for religious ceremonies and rituals. The rising of the sun was one of the holiest moments in Maya life. The reflection of sunlight on the inner walls of the temples was seen as the manifestation of the gods in the world. The universe's map, the guide of celestial bodies. The Maya civilization used the sky as a map. Stars, planets, and celestial events served as guides in the Maya world. This map was not only a reflection of Earth, but also of the celestial beings who ruled the universe. Each star and planet marked the presence of a god, the beginning of an event, or the end of a cycle. For the Maya, the sky was not just an entertainment or observation tool, it was the key to deciphering the language of the universe. The sky was a powerful force that influenced every aspect of life. The Maya temples and pyramids were sacred sites where this power manifested on Earth. Through their perfect alignment with the heavens, these structures revealed the secrets of the universe, transcending time and space. When the Maya looked at both the sky and the earth, they discovered the deep connection between them. The relationship between the stars, planets, pyramids, and temples was not merely geographical or astronomical. It was the key to understanding the fundamental laws of the universe and life itself. This grand cosmic harmony was the greatest secret that shaped the Mayas' destiny and culture. The Maya civilization placed great importance on rituals to uncover the secrets of the universe and connect with celestial powers. At the core of these rituals was a profound harmony with the celestial bodies. The Maya people believed that natural events and movements in the sky were not only shaped by earthly influences, but also by their relationship with the gods. This belief influenced their rituals, religious ceremonies, and every aspect of their societal life. Sky and ritual harmony. Maya rituals were closely tied to specific celestial events. The rising of the sun, lunar eclipses, planetary movements, and the positions of star clusters were not just natural phenomena for the Maya people. These events were seen as signs from the celestial gods, steps taken to maintain balance on Earth, and ritual moments necessary for the survival of social order. The cycle of the Venus planet was one of the cornerstones of Maya rituals. Venus represented both peace and war for the Maya. The rising and setting of this planet had a significant impact on Maya society. The movements of Venus in the sky were particularly associated with warrior preparations and important ceremonies. During times when Venus rose in the sky, the Maya conducted large religious rituals, seeing them as earthly reflections of celestial events. Another example is solar eclipses. These extraordinary celestial events were seen by the Maya as manifestations of the gods' power. The darkening of the sun was both a warning and a herald of rebirth. Maya priests carefully observed such events and directed the community to partake in these rituals. Human sacrifice, a way to connect with the gods. One of the most striking and frightening aspects of Maya rituals was human sacrifice. This practice was a way for the Maya to strengthen their deep connection with the universe. Human sacrifices were not only a submission of power to the gods, but also a reflection of the grand cosmic cycles in the sky. In Maya society, ritual sacrifices were not just signs of devotion to the gods, but were seen as necessary actions for maintaining nature and cosmic balance. These sacrifices were often linked to the movements of the sun. The Maya believed that every major event in the sky required balance. For example, extraordinary natural events like solar eclipses were believed to disrupt the balance of the universe, leading to sacrifices during such moments. However, these sacrifices were performed not only to get closer to the gods, but also to restore the order of nature. These ceremonies were reflections of the power of nature and the sky. Additionally, bloodletting rituals were frequently performed. Maya priests regarded bloodletting as a necessary act to maintain the balance of the universe. Especially warriors and rulers participated in these rituals to strengthen their connection with the gods, often presenting bloody ornaments or blood-soaked manuscripts. Natural events and cosmic connection. The Maya believed that natural events were closely connected with the sky. Storms, lightning strikes, and floods were considered signals from the gods of nature. Such events were sometimes seen as omens of disaster and sometimes as symbols of rebirth. For the Maya, nature was a part of an ever-changing cosmic dance, with each natural event being connected to a celestial occurrence. Lightning, for the Maya, was a reflection of a god's power, and thus lightning strikes carried great significance. Storms and lightning were seen by Maya priests as symbols of the god's anger or a sacred event. These occurrences also triggered major rituals, including ceremonies and sacrifices. Lightning and storms were seen as signs that the balance of the universe was being restored to reshape life on Earth. The place of rituals in the universe. Maya rituals not only ensured the continuation of the social structure, but also served the cosmic cycles of the universe. Each sacrifice, each ceremony, each prayer was designed to create balance and unite the gods with the world. These rituals symbolized the Maya people's unique connection to natural events. They knew that every movement in the sky, every natural event, was a part of a balance in the universe. Maya rituals carried deep cosmic meaning. Each ritual was a reflection of the universe. Each human sacrifice, Each natural event was a part of a sacred bond with the sky. These rituals were keys necessary for the harmony of the world and nature. The Maya civilization has left its mark on history not only with its arts and cultural heritage, but also with its scientific achievements. Particularly their profound knowledge in astronomy and mathematics continues to astonish the scientific community today. However, modern scientists face a question when trying to decode the Mayas' understanding of the sky and the universe. How did the Maya attain such deep and precise cosmic knowledge? After centuries have passed, modern science is still striving to rediscover, understand, and even sometimes reshape the Mayas' cosmological knowledge. The Mayas' achievements in astronomy and mathematics. The Maya civilization stands out for its scientific accomplishments. The most famous of these is the Maya calendar, which is based on the 365-day solar year and calculates the movements of stars and planets with exceptional accuracy. The Maya used the sky not only as a means of marking time for rulers, but also as a guide to unravel the deep secrets of the universe. This calendar remains extraordinarily accurate even when compared to modern astronomical measurements. But this is just the beginning. The Maya studied the movements of the sun and the moon, meticulously tracking the cycles of stars and planets. The movements of Venus and Mars in particular were critical components of Maya astronomy. Venus's movements symbolized both peace and war for the Maya, and the rising or setting of this planet played an important role in determining the timing of social events, wars, and peace agreements. Venus's 584-day cycle was perfectly integrated into the Maya's timekeeping and agricultural activities. The Maya's knowledge of astronomy also manifested in the mathematical calculation of star clusters and planetary movements. For example, the Orion constellation was an important cultural and religious symbol for the Maya. They linked the origin of Orion to the creation of the sky, and the accurate observation of this constellation influenced their societal and ritual calendars. Interpreting Maya knowledge today. While modern science appreciates the accuracy of Maya astronomy, it still struggles to understand the source of this knowledge. Some scientists have developed theories to explain how the Maya were able to perform such precise astronomical calculations. One theory is that the Maya understood the cycles of the universe through long-term observations and knowledge accumulated over generations. Another theory suggests that Maya priests may have obtained this information not just through observation, but also through spiritual means. Both theories imply that the Maya possessed something beyond mere observational skills. In particular, studies of the Maya calendar and its grand cycles still hold mysteries. The end of the Maya calendar in 2012, which became popularized, did not signify an apocalypse or the end of the world. Instead, the Maya were symbolizing a transition from one cycle of time to another. Modern science now acknowledges that these grand cycles represent a continuous process of change and transformation in the universe. However, how much does this cyclical understanding of the Maya overlap with modern physics and cosmology's complex theories? Here, Maya knowledge offers a new perspective for scientific inquiry. The mathematical genius of the Maya, more than just numbers? Maya mathematics is as important a subject as astronomy. The Maya were one of the first civilizations to use the concept of zero, which allowed them to perform complex calculations thanks to this simple yet powerful symbol. This was not just a tool for numbers. For the Maya, zero represented the beginning and the end of the universe, a cosmic void, or the completion of a cycle. In modern science, zero is one of the foundational elements of mathematics. But the Maya's use of zero was not merely for calculations. It reflected a philosophical and cosmic understanding. Maya mathematics also incorporated modern mathematical concepts such as the number pi and curved geometry. For instance, the Maya pyramids were not only constructed with astronomical observations, but also with sophisticated geometric calculations. The interior and exterior structures of the pyramids were based on certain mathematical ratios in the universe, such as the golden ratio and other natural proportions. Modern scientists are still trying to understand why these ratios were chosen and how the Maya acquired this knowledge. The boundary between science and mythology. Although many modern researchers develop theories to decode Maya knowledge, the Mayas' astronomical and mathematical successes have an aspect that cannot be solely explained through scientific observations. Their cosmic mythology and celestial rituals were tightly interwoven with their scientific knowledge. This makes it challenging to build a bridge between modern science and Maya knowledge. The Maya understood the universe both on a scientific level and used this knowledge in a deep spiritual and cultural context. In this sense, modern science does not just measure and understand knowledge, but also takes a step closer to understanding the Maya's wisdom, opening the doors to a world where science and mythology are intertwined. The Maya's cosmic knowledge remains a mystery when compared to today's modern science. However, as the scientific world delves deeper into how the Maya understood the universe, the wisdom and intelligence of this ancient civilization becomes even more fascinating. The combination of observations and rituals in their cosmic understanding may remind us that there is still much to learn in unraveling the secrets of the universe. Mayan cosmology is not just the wisdom legacy of a civilization. It is also a unique window into the depths of the universe, offering insights into the history of humanity. The cosmic knowledge of the Maya has reached us as both an intelligence beyond its time and a universal guide for humankind. Today, no matter how advanced modern science has become, the Maya cosmology's awareness of the workings of the universe still provides us with valuable lessons. The impact of Maya cosmology today. In today's world, humans continue to observe stars and planets and explore the mysteries of the universe through spacecraft. However, more and more scientists are realizing how closely the astronomical systems developed by the Maya thousands of years ago align with modern astronomy. Despite the knowledge being ancient, the Maya calendar was incredibly precise in calculating the movements of planets and stars. This calendar is regarded in the scientific community as one of the oldest and most accurate time measurement systems. However, Mayan wisdom is not limited to technical knowledge alone. They understood the cyclical nature of the universe and incorporated this understanding into their way of life. These cosmic cycles embodied an awareness of the universal nature of life, death, and rebirth. By accepting that the universe is in constant change, the Maya recognized that every event has a beginning and an end. Misunderstandings, like the 2012 phenomenon, stem from seeing Maya cosmology's cyclical approach from a narrow perspective. In fact, the Maya taught that time is a continuous cycle with no clear beginning or end. Today, this cosmic perspective has been effectively applied, especially in the realms of ecological balance and sustainable living. The Maya civilization saw living in harmony with nature and understanding the order of the universe not just as a scientific pursuit, but also as a spiritual duty. This understanding has become even more significant in the modern world. Despite advances in technology and science, humanity faces the threat of disrupting the balance of nature and the universe. Maya cosmology emphasizes the importance of respecting the cycles of nature. People must accept that living in harmony with life and the universe is not just a cultural or religious responsibility, but a universal reality. Lessons from ancient wisdom for modern humanity. One of the key lessons from Maya cosmology revolves around the profound effect of time and space on human beings. The Maya understood that time was not merely a unit of measurement, it was a force that determined the functioning of the universe. This perspective serves as an important reminder for today's world. In modern society, time is often seen merely as something that must pass quickly, but for the Maya, time was a cycle in which the past, present, and future are interconnected. They believed that every moment was connected to the cycles of the entire universe. This insight reminds us to value the present moment and to establish a holistic connection with our environment. Additionally, Maya wisdom, through its understanding of cyclicality, teaches us that challenges and crises in life are also transitions. The cyclical nature of the universe suggests that every experience in a person's life, just like each stage of life, holds meaning. A Maya priest viewed the world with the understanding that nature, life, and death were interconnected. In today's rapidly changing world, This viewpoint can help individuals maintain not only scientific balance, but also emotional and spiritual equilibrium. Maya cosmology and global consciousness. In Maya cosmology, everything is interconnected. The concept of conditional existence is a key idea that modern consciousness should also focus on. Everything is connected, not just in the physical world, but also on emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. This understanding encourages people to see themselves not as a small part of the universe, but as an integral piece of the whole. In Maya cosmology, the sky and earth, humanity and nature are all deeply interconnected. This perspective calls on people in today's rapidly changing social structure to act with greater awareness and responsibility. In conclusion, Maya cosmology traces an ancient journey toward understanding the universe. This wisdom is not only a heritage from deep in history, but also contains important lessons about humankind's place in the world today and how we should approach the universe. The rituals associated with celestial events, the understanding of time and cycles, and the Maya worldview resonate with the environmental crises, social transformations, and inner quests that modern humans face. Therefore, Maya wisdom is not only meaningful beyond the past, but is also significant and instructive for today's people. As a universal language, Maya cosmology encourages humanity to rediscover its connection to nature, the universe, and itself. Understanding this ancient wisdom is not just a historical study, but a journey to understand life on a deeper level. The light of the past can illuminate our way in the dark of the future, and the cycles of the universe can remind us once again, everything is interconnected and everything has its time. You can share this video with your loved ones. Thank you for listening to me.